So why are these platforms such a big deal? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, it is the management software for the properties. So what makes this so unique is everything is tracked through these platforms. So from a property level daily operation, being able to touch everything in one spot really helps with speed and accuracy, so they don't have to go through a bunch of different steps to see where something is. They can manage their leasing, they can manage their rent rolls, they can manage all of their tenant relationships, they can track to see what work orders are out there, and that also helps with the inventory tracking. So if there's a work order out there where they needed to order parts or they had a specific order for that, or if it's even renovation, this is huge because they can see all of this within their platform. The other thing that this helps with is all of these orders and invoicing helps track also for budgets for next year. So being able to see how many items for plumbing has been ordered or electrical or a constant apartment issue or maybe even a renovation problem, they're going to be able to see all of this so they can budget for their next year. And it's awesome because at this point, when it comes budget season, which we all know is the end of the year and it's awful, you're able to pull all of this information from this platform and be able to determine where you need to increase your categories for next year or to help plan a renovation for next year if your property is going to go through that. So with all of that being said, having all the transparency and visibility to be able to see everything in one area is huge because not every owner is present, not every corporate office is local. They need to be able to pull all of this information in one area to be able to help make these business decisions for the next year or for what may be occurring emergency-wise in the property. It just allows them to have more control and more consistency and manage a portfolio from afar. So it's more than just let's place an order for Chadwell Supply or for whatever vendor it might be. It is their everything. Everything is done through their management software with Yardi Marketplace. So it's awesome for everyday property managers. I know from my own experience being able to pull everything from one area because I was a regional, it's very beneficial that everything goes through these systems. So how do you get started? Well, the management company is going to actually put a request into Yardi to go ahead and add Chadwell Supply as a vendor. Then the next question is, do you want to do a direct catalog or would you prefer punch out? We recommend punch out for multiple reasons, and we'll get to that category soon. But nonetheless, though, once you make that decision and Yardi lets us know that you want to go ahead and integrate with us, you can then place your order. Once that order is placed, everything is streamlined from that point on. So what's awesome is once your order is out for delivery, your invoicing is automatically going to be uploaded and available in your workflow, which then takes the pressure off of you of having to wait for that invoice to come in to make payment. I know I always try to stay ahead of my bills, so anything that's automated is huge. As we get further along, I will be able to provide you guys some frequently asked questions and an area to get the user guides to kind of help you through any issues that you may be having today, and we'll get to that later on. So we're going to hop right in. Direct catalog shopping. So this is what you're going to do actually in the Yardi Marketplace. So this is your actual screen that you see when you log in. And if you look on your left-hand side, you're going to see your direct catalog section, and I went ahead and we circled Chadwell Supply right there. Now, here's what's unique about this. You can literally choose all of those vendors and shop everybody, or you can just choose Chadwell Supply and go ahead and just shop Chadwell Supply. Now, obviously, I know a lot of properties try to use this for more of a price comparison, but it does get overwhelming when you have our 7,400 SKUs and then you have another company's, 1,000 whatever plus SKUs. So for me, it becomes overwhelming if you don't actually just choose one catalog at a time, but I understand budget purposes and budget conscious owners. But once you select whatever catalog you want to shop, you're going to go ahead and type in your item number in that top search bar. Or you can put in an item description. And as you can see, it's going to pull up similar items based on that SKU number or item description. You'll obviously go through here, choose what's going to work best for you at the property. And at that point, you'll go ahead and add that to your cart in quantity at that time. Once it's already in your cart, you're going to come here to proceed to checkout. Now, here's what's really cool. Everybody knows what GL coding is. If you don't, I can definitely go over what that is with you, but essentially on property level, it is the categories in which these properties budget for. So once again, like for this would be janitorial, or since we are in COVID times, it could be PPE gear, depending on what your chart of accounts is. But every property manager has to code every item ordered to whatever GL code is required for their company. And this, once again, helps for budget forecasting and helps for the ownership to see where they're spending a lot of the money when it comes to ordering. So what we can do is when you integrate with Yardi at that time, you turn in your GL codes or chart of accounts to Yardi, and they'll go ahead and map all of these items for you. But let's say that there was a special case that you needed to code something differently. You can update that right here in that GL account, and you just circle where I have that circled. And once you have it updated, then at that point you can proceed to checkout. Once you proceed to checkout, it'll go ahead and generate that PO, and that order is on its way to us, okay? Now, I'm going to get to this later, but there is always a possibility in your company's hierarchy that you may have an approval process in place. With that being said, it could possibly delay that order coming to the supplier if there's somebody who has to approve your order. And I'm going to show you what that looks like later and how you can look for that within your platform. All right, so we're going to move on to the fun part. So I want to talk about punch out catalog shopping. So punching out means you're going to essentially be punching out of Yardi into Chadwell Supply's website, okay? So what makes punch out so unique? Well, we can set up shopping carts for you. We can set up shopping lists for you for ordering. So let's say that you're a renovation property and you want to break everything up by a 1x1, a 2x1, a 2x2. This is something that we can do for you. You give us the listing of what it takes to do a renovation for a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom, and we would go ahead and build that list for you. So what's awesome about this is then all you have to do when you get into your punch-out experience is go ahead and just auto-load that list that we've already created for you. So there's no headache of having to go through and rebuild based on any of that. And what else makes this easy is if, let's say, you don't need, that junction box, or you already purchased an appliance for that apartment, you can just remove those SKUs from that shopping cart and still go ahead and place your order with ease, okay? The other thing that makes this amazing is that all of this is figured for your taxes, your billing, your payments, everything. You can see all of this within that experience. And it also will allow you to know if something's on back order, because with COVID times, obviously supply and chain demand stuff, it's just been crazy, the amount of stuff that's just not in stock. Well, if you're on the punch out experience, guess what? It's going to tell you something's out of stock. And then what Chadwell does best, you call up your territory sales manager and say, hey, you guys don't have this, I need something comparable, and we're going to be able to find that product for you and substitute it if we have something that is comparable for you. And then all you have to do is refresh and go ahead and continue your punch out. It's honestly the best practice for property management because it allows us to be an extra level of customer service for you and take that pressure off of your staff every single day on property, okay? One thing I really want to point out that's super important, you do not need a Chadwell Supply login for this at all. Your punch-out experience will automatically take you into our website, and you will be logged in for the property that you're associated with. If you ever get a login screen, don't try to log in because it's not going to do anything for you. You just have to clear your cookies and cache and just start the process over again. You'll be good to go. So as you can see, the Yardi Marketplace looks the same. There is no change here in what the punch-out experience looks like. The only difference is that instead of clicking that direct catalog area on the left-hand side, you're going to see a tab up at the top where you see next to Yardi Marketplace, there's Chadwell Supply. You're going to go ahead and click that button there, and it's going to take you right into our website. So here's the website. Sure, everybody knows how to shop on the web, but either way, still going to walk you through it. Go ahead and choose whatever item you're looking for. Obviously, it's going to pull it up for you. You're going to choose your quantity, and at that time, you'll go ahead and add that product to your cart. Once you get here, this is really important. You need to make sure that you're actually physically going into your cart. If you just hover over it and try to complete your order, you're actually not going to transmit anything back to Yardi Marketplace. So from here, this is the screen that's going to tell you if something's on back order or you need to choose something else or a quantity change needs to happen. Once all of this looks good, you'll go ahead and hit that red checkout button. And then if you look in the bottom right-hand corner where it says confirm order to Yardi, that button is your best friend. You cannot move back into the Yardi Marketplace without hitting that button and having your order transmit back over. If you do not see that button, you are not actually doing the punch-out experience. And at that point, that order goes into space and then no one knows where it went and you have to redo it. So remember this page. It is going to be crucial in order for you to go back into the Yardi experience. Once it transfers you back to the marketplace, you're going to see the product that you picked, okay? This is where that GL account will be associated, or you can change it here. Also shows what quantity you choose. If you are renovation, you can also do what property. You could do a unit type attached to it to where that information will let us know. And then from here, you'll hit proceed to checkout. And at that point, your PO would be generated. So you would go ahead and make sure all of your address information is correct. And then right there, it says populate PO. You hit that button, it's going to go ahead and give you that magical number that's going to be able to allow you to track your order or reach out to us to see where things are in status. This is the areas where I was trying to explain earlier where you can see the status of different orders. So if you look on the right-hand side where it says purchase order with the number, you can pull up your purchase order number and you'll see there's an actual status area where it'll tell you if it's approved, completed, final approval, sent to supplier, things of that nature. If it doesn't have, approved or sent to supplier in it, then you know that your order is still in approval process, okay? There is a lot of hierarchies that do approval processes, or it could be a dollar amount specified, but nonetheless, though, this will be your friend in tracking your order at a property level. However, though, you can always email procurement@chadwellsupply.com or call our customer service to find out where something may be. Customer service would definitely be faster for you, but nonetheless, though, this screen would be your absolute best friend at a property level, okay? Additionally, if you want to look up any sort of invoicing or PO number on the left-hand side, this right here, you'll be able to look that up as well. So, frequently asked questions, okay? So Yardi has a support team that's specific for the customer and for us as well, okay? So there's always going to be a way for somebody to be available to help you because there are certain things that Yardi is going to be able to help with a lot faster. Yes, in the punch-out experience, Jessica. So if they're on punch-out, it will tell you before they even check out that that item is not available. It wouldn't even let them order it. If they do direct catalog, unfortunately, they wouldn't find out until the order was placed and the back order was separated, and then they would be notified from there. So the punch-out experience is going to go ahead and save the customer every single time because it will automatically let you know since it's associated with our website. Great question, Jessica. So any Yardi specific questions, this will definitely be helpful to go ahead and help with the client support email. So if you guys are on property, definitely take note of this. Obviously, you can always email us as procurement@chadwellsupply.com, but nonetheless, though, Yardi could definitely be your first go-to. They try to be there for the client specific. And then, of course, just making sure that you're selecting your property before shopping. That's super huge. I can't tell you how many times I've had someone call me because they, can't seem to figure out how to place an order or begin an order. Well, it's because they never selected their property. So making sure that that's done is super important. Then, of course, when it comes to performing your search, making sure that you're narrowing down results by desired vendor via left side of navigation menu. So just so you guys know, you can only perform searches like that in the catalog hosted in the marketplace, not on the punch-out. When you're in the punch-out experience, you're only on that vendor's website. So it means you can't shop at HD Supply or Home Depot or anybody else. You're just shopping Chadwell and Chadwell products, okay? Then GL coding. So some customers it's required, some of them are not, but this is where you can go ahead and add the GL codes yourself in Marketplace or provide it to your Yardi rep upon integration. This is such a big time saver for you property managers out there that have to do billing. I'm telling you, it saved my time so much. And there were so many things that I wish that I would have known, when I was on property that I know now when it comes to these integrations, because there's so much that I can help you guys to cut your time in half, or your maintenance supervisors, depending on the issues that you guys may be having or time restraints that you have today. We all know that finding good help has been very difficult, so anything that we can do to try to help to alleviate some of that stress off you guys is what we're here for. No, Matt, everything for the catalog has to be initiated through us, but the customer has to go to the platform first to integrate. They will then set up the integration between Chatable Supply and Yardi. And then from there, they're going to notify us that they need a direct catalog uploaded or they want the punch-out experience. Once we're notified from Yardi at that time, will we be able to do that. But the customer has to start the process first. Okay. If the management company has already been established with us, the catalog would automatically already be there for that property. But if the management company is new, then yes, they do have to request to Yardi in order for that to be present for them. All right. So this goes back into that approval status that I was explaining earlier. The order isn't an order until it's finally approved. So meaning the order has to go through its approval process when you're using POs. So once again, depending on the management's hierarchy, this could be dollar amount, this could be just every single order. If it's renovation, there could be a renovation manager that has to review it first, a regional manager that has to review it first. It depends on your company's hierarchy. So making sure you understand from the time you place an order how long it would take for someone to approve if an approval process is in place is going to be super important for you to know on site level, because we can't rush that. If the order is still waiting for an approval, that's the status it's going to stay in. And if you go to that screen, like I told you, you'll be able to see that so that you know at all times where your order is, okay? Now, let's say that you need to track it. So for an estimated time of arrival, you can reach out directly to your Chatable Supply Territory Manager for support. They're able to see where your order is, and if they're unable to see it, then they would reach out to us at that time so we can figure out what's going on with it. All right, so as I said earlier, we have a whole section dedicated to everybody on site level, not just our staff, but obviously our customers, to help you guys for your everyday, questions that you're having with these platforms, okay? So if you need help, please visit chattablesupply.com/procurement. We have our frequently asked questions there. We have user guides. We're going to be putting recordings up there of me doing these classes for you guys. I definitely also too can do screen shares. I do a lot of that when it comes to different properties. Whatever we can do to essentially make this a lot easier on you guys, that is what we're here for. Chatable Supply prides itself on delivering the best customer service, and we pride ourselves on doing everything we can to make this process a lot easier for your everyday on property. All right, guys. Well, if you have any questions after this, procurement@chattablesupply.com. I do have an awesome right-hand woman. Her name is Charity Ford. She will definitely be there to help me. She is definitely going to be able to support you guys out there along with me. If you guys need further, special time of screen share or just still don't understand something, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to reach out to you and be able to spend that time with you guys to show you everything. Additionally, as you can see in the chat here, Cody is actually my partner in crime at Yardi. He has helped me a ton with being able to build a partnership with them to provide this type of support for you guys. He provided his contact information down there for you guys as well. But whatever we can do between Chatable Supply and Yardi, you guys are definitely in great hands, and I'm here to definitely help you guys in any way that I can. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Maybe I'll see some of you guys next week for Nexus and some of the other stuff that we're doing. But have a wonderful day, guys, and please let us know how we can help you, okay? Thank you guys so much for attending the class today.